In today's MTG box analysis, we're going to review the set distribution and pack eligibility for Unfinity. Then we'll compare the cards in this box to the set distribution. We'll take a look at the coverage metrics, and from a value perspective, we'll look at the set value as well as the value we saw in this box. Then we'll close it out with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box plus at least 80 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's start things off with a look at the Unfinity set. The set contains 286 unique cards. 35 of these cards are attractions and come in 135 different variants. Now, the 286 cards from the main set are available in non-foil and foil, and in collector booster packs you can pull the 251 non-attraction cards in Galaxy foil. Also exclusive to collector boosters, every single card will either be foil or Galaxy foil. There are no non-foils in collector booster packs. Now let's take a look at what we saw in this box by comparing it to the set distribution. This chart shows all the cards we saw during the opening with the foils in orange, the Galaxy foils in blue, and the set in gray as the baseline. In the foil space, we saw a variance of 3 cards between the primary colors of Magic, with black having 13 and blue having 16. In the Galaxy foil space, we saw between 3 and 4 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic. Because we saw 1 foil Shockland and 1 Galaxy foil Shockland, the number of basic lands in each foiling was reduced by 1, and thus we only saw 11 of each. And those 3 borderless cards on the chart do represent the Shocklands, including the box topper. Moving into coverage, in the foil space we saw 119 unique cards out of 386, which includes all of the attraction variants. This means that we saw 31% of the set in foil. And the highest coverage from the primary colors of Magic was in blue, with 50% of the cards showing up. Also of note, we saw 7 of the 10 basic lands in traditional foil treatment. In the Galaxy foil space, we saw 43 cards out of a possible 251, which means that we saw 17% of the set in Galaxy foil. We saw less duplication in the Galaxy foil basic lands, which allowed us to see 8 of the 10 in this box. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in the foil space we saw 41% of the commons and 27% of the uncommons. We also saw 20 rares for 22% coverage and 3 mythics for 12% coverage. In the Galaxy foil space, we saw 13% of the commons and 10% of the uncommons. We also saw 13 rares for 20% coverage and 5 mythics for 19% coverage. In total, these 12 packs contain 33 rares and 8 mythics. Before we get into the value that we saw in this box, let's baseline with a look at the value of the Unfinity set using prices from February 1st, 2023. This chart shows all 251 cards from the main set, the 135 attraction variants, and the 251 Galaxy foils broken down by dollar category. Of the 637 cards, 27 of them are currently valued over $10. This includes all 10 Shocklands in both foil treatments, the Outer Space Plains and Swamp in Galaxy foil, plus 5 additional Galaxy foils from the set. There's also 16 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 54 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 540 cards, including 132 of those 135 attraction variants, are valued less than $1. If you were to add up the value of all 637 cards, so that's all cards from the main set in non-foil, the Galaxy foils, and all 135 attraction variants, you'd be looking at a total market value of an astounding $1,887.70. Not bad for an unset, right? Now let's take a look at the value that we saw in this box, starting off with the traditional foils. We only saw 2 foils valued over $10, and they were the Steam Vents valued at $42.06, and the box topper, the Watery Grave, valued at $37.27. We saw 1 card valued between $5 and $10, which was the Outer Space Swamp, valued at $5.07, and then we saw 12 more cards, 9 of them being basic lands, valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 108 foils in the box were valued less than $1. In the Galaxy foil space, we did quite well. We saw 3 Galaxy foils valued over $10, and they were the Outer Space Plains, valued at $10.04, the Outer Space Swamp, valued at $11.07, and the Galaxy foil Steam Vents, valued at $136.22. We also saw 5 cards valued between $5 and $10, plus 9 cards valued over $1. The remaining 29 Galaxy foils in the box were valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from a seller on TCG Player a while ago for $198.69. The current market price is $181.28, and I found that you can pick these up for about $175 online. Today's Collector Booster Box contained 12 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 180 cards plus our box topper. The 12 tokens in the box have a current market value of $3.33. The 123 foils have a market value of $121.66. Of that, $82.48 comes from the 2 shock lands, and another $21.57 comes from the 11 basic lands, which means the non-land foils in the box were valued at $17.61, or about 16 cents each. The 43 Galaxy foils that we saw have a current market value of $218.53, and if you recall, the Steam Vents makes up more than half of that with $136.22 in value. And the 11 basic lands in Galaxy foil make up another $49.81. So those remaining 31 Galaxy foils are valued at $32.50, or about $1 for each. All of that to say, the grand total for this box came up to $343.53, which is a gain of $144.83 in card value, and a return for me of 173% of my purchase price. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 17 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined market value of $296.93, which accounts for an astonishing 86% of the box total. What a great box. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, do something amazing.